Hey YouTube, it's Lizzie B here. I just recently saw a video posted by a good friend of mine, and it just really brought to mind certain things that I've experienced in life, and I thought maybe that I would share my wisdom with you about my thoughts on the subject. So my friend was talking about how there's a lot of black women that hold themselves back and because of a certain ghetto mentality and that kind of thing. But I don't want to talk about that. One thing that she mentioned, because she dates a lot of black men. Hi, Sarah. Is that, there are certain times, like black men will say that they wanted to date black women but the black women turned them down, or also that they just don't date black women. They only date women of different races because black women are just so horrible or whatever, fill in the blank. Black women are ghetto, black women are loud, black women don't listen, whatever. But here's what I want to say about that, because honestly, after years and some growing, I feel like I can articulate myself on this subject a little bit better than before, when I didn't quite know how, or I didn't quite understand what I was feeling. But here's what I want to say to my white friends, to my white female friends, Asian, Hispanic, any of my non-black women out there who are, if you are dating a black man who says bad things about black women, it's a red flag. Period. It's a red flag. Like, that's not a good dude. He's not going to be good for you. He would not be good for anybody. That is self-hate. You're listening to self-hate. You're listening to someone talk badly about themselves. They just don't know they are. That's exactly what that is. And I know a lot of people would disagree, with me on that. I don't care. Like, it's true. And I've seen, some of my white friends and Hispanic friends in relationships with guys like that, and they walk all over them. And I'm not saying this is all of men like that, but if somebody says that they are just not into a woman that looks like their mother, and they're putting down these kinds of women as if they're a monolith, there is some serious self-hate going on. And anybody that's ever been in a relationship, and you realize that if someone hates themselves, they can never, ever be in a relationship that works. Period. If you don't love yourself, you can't love someone else. That's the laws of the universe. So when I hear women, especially, like non-black women, say stuff like, oh, if you black women would get it together, your men would want to be with you. I'm like, honey, take them. Like, who would want that kind of man? It's self-hate, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a preference. And, when I see a black man and a white woman together, or a black man and a woman of any race together, I assume that they love each other. I don't assume that he's doing it because he's getting back at anybody, because that, it doesn't make any sense. So there's nothing wrong with having a preference and being in a relationship with someone because you enjoy how they look and you enjoy things about them, and that's something that you're into. But if you feel like your relationship is based on your hatred of another group, a group that you belong to, I don't understand it. I don't know. Either way, I just thought I would speak on that for a little bit, because it really is self-hate. Black women are not a monolith. White women are not a monolith. Asian women are not a monolith. Hispanic women are not a monolith. Latino women are not a monolith. I can go on and on. People, you're going to find good and bad in every group that there is. You're going to find good and bad. Short people, you're going to find good and bad. Tall people, you're going to find good and bad. Women with short hair, you're going to find good and bad. Deaf people, you're going to find good and bad in everything. There's, at the end of the day, people are complicated. And not everyone is the same. You can live in the same neighborhood and not turn out exactly the same as your neighbor. So why in the world in a world, we have 6 billion people on the planet. And you're telling me, it just, I mean, it makes no sense. And so for somebody to completely, you know, shut out or not even shut out, because when people talk like that, personally, I'm like, you're crazy. Something's wrong with you. And you know, it's kind of like there's that there's that dude that's like making it look like he doesn't date this specific group, as if that group wants him. We don't want you, boo. We're good, you know. So I think, I don't know, it's just one of those things where I've heard that, I hear it from white women, and it just, I'm like, you don't understand. That's not a good look, and it's going to come back to bite you in the ass, because nobody is going to, you know, a relationship like that is not built on anything stronger. Now, there are men that might get along better with certain groups or whatever, and that might depend on the neighborhood they grew up in or the people they're around, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, it's okay to want to date outside of your race. But the moment you start putting down your own race, I'm not talking about like if you're a white guy and you want to date outside of your race and you recognize your own privilege and you actually, you know, deal with issues of race and oppression and that kind of thing, and you educate yourself. In those cases, you know, it's not that you're putting down your race, you're just recognizing what the truth is. But if you're talking about, you know, black women are dumb and they're loud and they're horrible or whatever, like, you have some problems. No man like that should be in a relationship, period. That's self-hate. And, you know, so white women, if you're black man, if you're in a relationship with a black man, white women, if you are in a relationship with a black man and he proceeds to put down a group of women as if they are all the same, that is a red flag and you should leave him, like, period. If you respect yourself. I mean, if you don't respect yourself, that's fine. Like, stay with him. That's cool. You know, because maybe you might need him to put down that woman so that you can feel better about yourself. But I promise you, it does not stop with that one group. The self-hate will bleed over into different groups. And then you'll be in a box where all of your people do this one thing. So, I mean, when I hear that, I don't exactly think, oh, you know, come on, this one black dude that everybody turned down, I can prove you wrong. Like, no, that does not make a smart black woman want to be with you. If anything, it's a red flag, and we recognize that. But I feel sorry for the women that get in relationships with these men and actually listen to that bullshit. It's not true. Like, it's the worst. Like, it's the worst thing you can do. You are not winning. You are not winning. You're not winning. It's a red flag. I can't say it enough. So that's it. That's all I want to say. Bye.